everyone, Ramadan Kareem. I hope your days are going well, inshallah. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Zahraa, and I really hope you guys enjoy this content moving forward. I'm starting a series for the month of Ramadan called 30 Days of Ramadan, where I kind of am vlogging my daily life in Ramadan, kind of like what I do and just kind of like enjoy parts of my life with me, especially as a single mom. You know, I hope that you guys really find my content beneficial. But let's talk about today's video, because today's video is obviously Ramadan related, and I'm gonna be talking to you guys about kind of like how I kind of prep, what I do for the month of Ramadan, you know, kind of like share some recipes with you guys as well. So I really hope you enjoy this content. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications for more amazing vlogs coming soon. So I want to first start off by saying that, like, during the month of Ramadan, when I was married, I used to prep so much. I used to constantly, you know, buy a bunch of dates, buy a bunch of tomato paste, oil, and just a bunch of things like that, because I always had people over, my family, his family, and things like that. But obviously now circumstances are different, so I don't really purchase too many things, but I do have things that I always keep in my pantry that are always available. You know, things like tomato paste, things like oil, things like salt, things like spices that I really use in the kitchen. And the reason why I do that is because I don't like to kind of go shopping every other day. I just like to kind of have stuff handy, because at the end of the day, I love cooking. I really enjoy cooking and things like that. This Ramadan, I'm starting something a little bit different. And it's pretty much like, I'm not going to be overcooking or over making anything. I'm not going to be doing anything like that. I'm pretty much just going to be making enough food for the day. And if I want to make food that I know I'm going to eat tomorrow, then I'll make enough food for tomorrow as well. One thing I don't encourage is over making food, because you don't want to make too much food and it just ends up being thrown. So if you're here to see how I kind of make so much food, this video is not for you. I'm just going to be sharing some recipes and just kind of like sharing my opinion about a lot of things, especially like with people that make too much food and throw away food. Like, you don't want to do that, especially in the month of Ramadan. You want to be very cautious and very careful. So I'm going to share with you guys kind of like how I eat, how I've been eating for the past 3 or 4 years, and how that's really helped me shift my perspective on the month of Ramadan. But I'm going to start sharing with you guys obviously Samboosa. This is spring roll mix. I get this brand. There's so many different other brands, but I get this brand, and honestly it's super delicious and super crunchy. I used to make cheese rolls and like meat and onions, but kids don't like the cheese ones, and I obviously can't have cheese. So today we're just gonna be I'm gonna be showing you guys how I make my meat filling recipe for the sambusa. So stay tuned and watch this video. So I start off by just cooking the meat like this. I add a little bit of oil, but to be honest, any type of meat is fine. I get ground beef, and I like mine a little bit fatty, not too much fat in it, so it just depends on your choice. So I've added 2 onions in here, and the amount of beef I would say I had 1 pound. And normally when I cook this, it's just for like a week's worth of stuff. That's because my freezer is full. So this is just a little trick that we do in my family, because we don't like it when our meat is, you know, in large chunks. It depends. If you like this in large chunks, then of course keep it. But for me, I'm just going to go ahead and break this down. And I'm going to go ahead and add the onions. So how I spice it is I add some salt. And then I also have 7 spices. I use this jar, but this is what the 7 spices looks like. And I'm just going to add a large spoon and a half. And then I also add some fine ground black pepper. You can add anything you like to this mixture. I know, you know, sambusa is like, it's famous and known during the month of Ramadan. Like, this is just like a must-have on your table. My kids absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Now this needs about like 5 more minutes to cook, and then we're gonna start stuffing our egg rolls. All right, so setting this up is pretty easy. You just need your spring roll pastry or your egg roll. You need your meat mixture. And then for me, I use water in a bowl. Some people like to add flour and water. For me, this does it. And then this is a plate that I could fold them on, and then when they're complete, we will put them here. So this is what I normally do. I grab this and I kind of place it on top. Now this has been frozen for a while, so you pretty much grab a piece, and then what I do is I dip it in water like a triangle, and then I place it down here, I grab a spoonful of meat. Normally, you could, if you like it stuffed, you can add more. If you like it less stuffed, you can add less. I fold 1, 2, and then I tightly pack it. Oops, it ripped because these are old sheets, but that's all good. And it should look like this when you are done with it. So this is how my sambusas look like. I know a lot of people like to do them in a triangle form. I personally like to do it in this form because this is just how I grew up kind of doing it. Let me know, do you guys make your sambusas like this? Or do you guys make them triangular? And what do you stuff them with? I wanna know what you stuff them with and if they're the same. And I just stick them in the freezer. So another thing that I meal prep is fattoush. You guys know I'm Lebanese and we love fattoush. My family, we love fattoush. We're always having it, whether it's Ramadan or not. So what I do normally during the month of Ramadan is I prepare fattoush for like 3-4 days. I cut up all of the vegetables and then I make our dressing or vinaigrette, our fattoush vinaigrette. So I first start off by drying my my lettuce. I want to make sure that my lettuce is dry, because if it's dry, then it's not gonna wilt. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with my most wet ingredients first, and I can start with my tomato first. And the reason why I do this is because tomatoes, when they're gonna go on top, they're gonna, all of this juice that comes out from the tomato is gonna go on the fattoush, and it's just gonna be soggy by the time you want to have it. And then next I go in with the cucumber. And then I love a red cabbage, so I'm gonna, next I do my parsley. I like curly parsley. Some people like flat parsley. It doesn't really matter. So next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my carrot and I'm just gonna start shredding the carrot. So here's what the fattoush bottom looks like. This is before we even add any of our lettuce. And I just mix this all up together. And then what I do is I start splitting this into 1, 2, or 3 bowls. After I'm done with that, I split these up and then I'll start cutting my lettuce and then placing my lettuce over each bowl, covering it up, and every single day of the week I have a completely and fresh new salad bowl to work with. And believe me when I say that is more than enough for me and my family. The goal this year during the month of Ramadan is to eat and get up off of the table not full. And I love that because that means I'm able to eat desserts after, drink tea after, whatever it is that I want to have after. And at the same time, it's part of sunnah to ensure that you don't leave your table, your food table, completely full. It's not good to be full. Always leave a little bit more room even though you're a little bit hungry. Let's get into the salad dressing, the fattoush dressing. Phenomenal, delicious. You guys are gonna love it. So I'm gonna make this enough for the month. So I'm gonna add that much garlic. And then to make it a little bit creamy, I add some extra virgin olive oil. And then right now I'm gonna start adding a bunch of lemons. So I'm just gonna add the mixture here. Next, I'm going to add some pomegranate molasses. This adds so much flavor. Next, I'm going to add some mint leaves. I'm going to add seven spices. And then this is cayenne pepper. The wording came off, but I'm going to also add some cayenne pepper. And then sumac, which looks like this. It's so good. And it's very like sour. And then what's going to preserve all of this is olive oil. So you gotta add olive oil to this mixture. It's amazing. This is my mom's recipe. So thank you, Mama, for this recipe. If you guys like this recipe, comment down below and say thank you, Mama. Because this is my mom's recipe. It smells amazing. And I'm just gonna drop it in here. And here's an up close shot of the dressing and what it looks like. Another trick that I also recommend, that I always do, is marinating chicken for the week. And when you marinate chicken for the week, you know, you could just kind of cook it. You could do tenders. Same thing for meat if you're a meat lover. I also wanted to say that there are some things that you can add to your table, especially if there are people coming over and you just don't have time to always create things. I just got these from my local Trader Joe's. I can't have these because they're not gluten-free, but they're pretty much these Thai shrimp. I think it's gyoza. You can just add soy sauce, you can add any kind of sauce with it and just kind of like stir fry it. Additionally, if you guys are shrimp lovers, because I don't buy meat or chicken, I just I only eat halal, 100% halal, but Argentinian shrimp is, oh my god, delicious. French kiss. This one specifically comes with like the sauce that's on it, so it's just perfect. And these are just kind of like the things that I do during the month of Ramadan. This is how I prep. I really hope that you guys enjoy all of my videos, and if you guys really want me to film something really specific during the month of Ramadan, let me know down in the comments below, because I'm always active. You guys see me, I'm always responding to comments. I don't post it and ghost. I'm always here. I'm always on my community tab. I'm always on shorts. I'm always on Instagram. Please do me a favor, if you just are not following me on TikTok, and if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and do that now. Do that right now, and then come back and say, Zahra, I just followed you on Instagram. I'm going to personally give you guys shout outs on my stories. I've been active on my YouTube stories as well. So let me know what you guys thought of this video. How do you prep for the month of Ramadan? What are some of the traditions that you have in your family and in your country? I'd love to hear more about it. I love you guys so much. Ramadan Kareem. Until next vlog. Bye.